What's poppin', low gang? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm gonna be going over what my idea for Dream Fortnite would be. So like, what I would change to make Fortnite the best game it possibly can be. So yeah, a lot of stuff. Map changes, unvaults, vaults, nerfs and buffs and stuff. So first of all, yeah, I'm just gonna go into a game now to show you what I'd change on the map. There's only a few things I would change, and no, I don't want the old map back. That's not gonna fix Fortnite. People are saying it will, but it won't. It's just nostalgia. And yeah, I do miss the old map. I wish I could go back to it, but why would they just throw away this whole new map that's actually pretty cool? One thing that Fortnite does suffer from right now is that the map is really good, but it's a bit too big and there's not a lot of mobility. So if they, I doubt they'd reduce the size, but if they put more players in, like 125 a game, or add just more mobility. But I have a planned, but there's tons of stuff I want to own vault for mobility. So first of all, we're just gonna load into a game. Right, so the map. The map's honestly pretty good. I really like it, but there's a few things I change. First of all, Holly Hedges just isn't a good location. It's just uninteresting, it's just boring. I just really don't like it. Let's land there just to show you how terrible it is. What the fuck is going on at the agency? Yeah, I just don't like it. It's not a good location. It's just too similar to Salty Springs and Pleasant Park. Like, the only semi-interesting thing about it is the garden center, which isn't really that great. So that's where I'd like to change it into Shifty Shafts, or some version of Shifty Shafts. So Shifty Shafts was probably my favorite location ever. It was unique, it had good loot, it was central, great materials, and it's just a really fun location to explore and fight in. And Holly Hedges is just really boring, doesn't have great loot and stuff. So that's why I want to change into Shifty. Or not just Shifty, or some version of Shifty. Like, kind of, something like Shifty. So if you see the way, let's say Frenzy Farm's a bit like Fatal Fields, something like that. Something that's like Shifty, but maybe it's not just a complete copy of Shifty. It can be called like Misty Mine or Dusty Dig Site, something like that. Something just like similar to Shifty Shafts, or just actual Shifty. Because as you can see here, Holly Hedges is just a bunch of houses, and it's not necessarily a bad location. It's just because there's so many locations that are similar to it on the map, it just feels outshadowed because the other ones are honestly better and more iconic. That's why I just don't like Holly, so I'd like to replace it. Also, Lazy Lake, honestly, I don't like it. It's supposed to be the Tilted Optus map, but honestly, the agency feels more like the Tilted Optus map. Lazy Lake is okay. I don't hate it. It's just I don't really like it that much either. And I definitely prefer into Tilted Towers. And no, that's not just nostalgia. I really like Tilted Towers. It was a great location and really fun to explore. Like, there's just so many elements that made Tilted Towers just the best location ever, and that's why I love it. And that's why I think they should bring it back. It's just such a good location. Like, it's not even just a nostalgia. I just like it. Or at least at least change the damn name. Because Lazy Lake's the dumbest name ever. Like, it's not even a lake. It's like a little town, city thing. But I'm telling you one thing, it is not a lake. If any, like, the lake next to it, that should be called Lazy Lake, because that's a lake. But, you know, actual Lazy Lake, like the little city, no, that's not a lake. That's called a, I don't know, a town or city or something. Don't know what you'd call it, but yeah, but definitely not a lake. 100% not a lake. I don't know, I just don't like Lazy Lake that much. I guess it's decent. Just, again, don't really like it, and it could be replaced with better locations. Also, one thing I'd like to see is more done with the snow biome. So if you see down here, the snow biome is somewhat empty. There's a few small, like, things, but no named locations. So that's why I'd like to bring something like Polar Peak back. Maybe not just Polar Peak, because I don't want to just blatantly bring back locations. I want them to change them up a bit. So, like, I'd like some kind of variation of Polar Peak, or at least some POI, like, in this area, because that area is pretty much the only big area with absolutely no named locations, and that kind of just bugs me. Because there's no reason to go to the snow. There's barely any loot, not great materials. It's just, and not a great location altogether. I just think they need to revamp it, do something with it, like some kind of location or something, and it'd be a lot better. Also, another place, Camp Cod. Right, this island right here should honestly be a named location, and it should be called Camp Cod. Because obviously, you know, all the landmarks have names now, so when you go there, it says its name is Camp Cod. So I don't know why to make it into a named location, because I'd say it's big enough. It's the biggest single island. Like the Shark is its own location, and that's an island. So why can't Camp Cod be? I mean, they're both fairly big locations. They have a good bit of loot, tons of materials, and I feel like Camp Cod's gonna hold a special place in the storyline in a while, because people have noticed there that there's tons of stuff from the Chapter 1 map, like things from Sunny Steps, from Wailing Woods, from Dusty Depot. Just tons and tons of things there, so people think that's where maybe the visitor is hiding or something like that. I'm not really sure, but I feel like there's something important that's going to happen there sometime. So I feel like they should make it a named location, and I feel like they will if that happens. Because you remember, Risky Reels wasn't a named location for all of Chapter 1, and now it finally is, which makes sense. Because it's the same as the old Risky Reels, pretty much. Anyway, another thing, so that's all the map changes I'd do. Not too many, just a few small ones. I just don't really like some of the locations, and I think if they switched them out for Chapter 1 locations, people would get that same nostalgia, but, you know, you'd still be on the new map, so, you know, it's a win-win. But anyway, vaults and unvaults. First of all, unvaults. Big list here. First of all, planes and ATKs. Two, honestly, probably, I'd say for planes, remove the machine gun. Because, like, I don't get why so many people hate planes. Like, I get the machine gun was OP, but aside from that, they were honestly fine. I think if they brought back planes, made them a bit slower, and maybe remove the machine gun and the boost, then they could just be a pretty balanced one, because I just love flying around. It's very much fun. And maybe again with that snowy section, if they add something like Frosty Flights back, could be cool. Also ATKs were the most balanced thing, and I don't know why they vaulted them. They were literally just a basic car, like no OP machine guns, no OP rocket launchers or boosters, literally just a simple car for going places. Now, I guess its time had come and had been in the game for a few seasons by the time it was vaulted, but I really don't understand why they removed them. They were just a really good balanced item, really fun to use. I love them. They were so good for mobility, and they would fit really well on this map. So, honestly, removing them, I didn't really like that. Personally, I think they should have just kept them. But, you know, obviously, it's Epic's decision, not my decision to make. Another thing I would do, some more unvaults, tons of stuff to unvault. Hunting rifles, really good balanced sniper. Boogie bombs, really fun items to use. Shockwave grenades, again, more mobility, really fun. Rift-to-goes, again, great for mobility, really good for endgame for moving quickly. Balloons, pretty fun to use, pretty good for moving. Chug Splash, really, it feels like there's not enough healable items right now in the game, because there's really only shields and medkits, and Chug Splash and Slurp Juices and Chug Jugs, I think they should all come back. Chug Jugs and Slurp Juices, yeah, again. Clingers, pretty fun grenade to use. Miniguns, now I know they're technically in the game right now at the Grotto and some of the other spy locations, but I want them unvaulted as just an item, like a weapon that you can find in chests. You don't have to go these places just to get one. And also, because the spy base are probably gone next season, means the minigun's probably going to be gone, so yeah. Let's see here. What else? For snipers, bolt sniper, like bolt action sniper rifles, storm goat sniper rifles, heavy sniper rifles in normal chests, and suppressed sniper rifles. See, the reason so many is, you can't get snipers in chests anymore. Only in Team Rumble and the special ID scanner chests. That's the only way you can get heavy snipers and suppressed snipers. Every other sniper in the game is vaulted, and you can't get them from normal chests. So if you don't land on a henchman base, you just can't get a sniper, and that's a really big problem, because snipers are one of the main weapons in Fortnite. It's like, just vaulting them and making sure you have to go to an only place to get them is just a dumb idea. Also, Storm flips, good, pretty balanced thing. They were really not that strong end game. They were better in the, early game. They were really strong in the end game though. Maybe a slight nerf, but overall I kind of liked them. I think they were fairly balanced. Pretty fun addition. What else? Grapplers. I know we've Sky's grappler, but not an infinite one, please. Just like the basic grappler that you can get a normal chest with 10 uses. Perfect. Damage traps, bouncers, and chillers. All, like, I don't see why they vaulted these. Bouncers were just a good, fun way to move. Chillers were fun and good for trick shots. And damage traps were just, you know, like, probably the most iconic trap in Fortnite. Like, see, the thing is, there's just not a big enough loot pool. Like, there's only one kind of trap in the game, and that's the launch pad. There's no traps that deal damage. They just all gone. That's a big problem. Double barreled shotguns and heavy shotguns, both really fun to use. I think they were very balanced. I think they should definitely make a comeback. Also, and every kind of scope they are, all really fun to use, especially the thermal. That was one of my favorite guns. And lastly, the P90 or the purple and gold SMGs. Maybe with a slight nerf because those things were fairly strong if you remember when they first came out in Season 5. But I think they could benefit. Maybe make them an upgrade only thing so I could upgrade this blue one into a purple one, imagine. Yeah, I just think they were cool and I think they should come back. Now, stuff to vault. We're pretty much done here. That's all the stuff I want to unvault. Just to make a nice wide variety, big loot pool, tons of just stuff. Just to make it a better loot pool. Because the loot pool is very bland. It's basically pumps, tacks, regular SMGs, regular ARs and bursts, and then like a few items and like explosives and like some of the henchmen loot, and that's literally it. I'd vault bursts. Honestly, the purple and gold ones are way too strong and they need a severe nerf. The other ones are way too weak and need a bit of a buff. So I just vault the entire thing. They're just not good weapons. Some of them are OP, some of them are weak. It's just not a good addition. I think they should vault them, honestly. Now, what I would nerf. Tactical shotguns definitely need a nerf. The pump, you remember back in Season 4 with double pump and stuff, the pump shotgun was the absolute king of Fortnite. But now it's attack, and I just don't really like the fact that he just spams. The pumps need a buff and the attacks need a nerf, just to balance things out a bit more. Also, mythics. I know they're probably being vaulted, thank God, because I just hate them. Titina's Boombo isn't that strong. I guess Bruce's minigun is kinda okay. And no one really likes Deadpool's hand cannon or Meows's pew pew rifle. But Sky's assault rifle, Sky's grappler, and Midas's drum gun are way too overpowered and need a severe nerf instantly. The amount of games I've lost just because I didn't have a mythic weapon and the other player did is just annoying. And it's just annoying because you want to be able to land at other locations, but it feels like if you don't land one of the, the agent bases and get a mythic weapon, you're just at a real disadvantage in the game. And lastly, I would buff pump shotguns. Again, I just said that, it's just on the list there. Looking back, I could maybe also unvault suppressed ARs. They were pretty fun to use. And all the henchmen loot right now, I just unvault it as like in normal chests, just to make it more balanced. Anyway, and I'd love for them to vault medics as well, not even just nerf them, just straight up vault them. So anyway, thanks for watching my video. It was a bit of a random one, but I just thought I wanted to make this. It'd be pretty fun. This is my Dream Fortnite, by the way. I'm not too chuffed about the map changes. I don't really care if they bring back Tilted or Shifty that much, as long as they get rid of that god-awful Helly Hedge. Anyway, yeah, just a few alterations. I don't care that much about the map changes, but it's really just some of the weapons and items that I want to see back to make the loot pool just more interesting and fun, because it'll improve Fortnite and a bunch of mobility, and like shockwave grenades, rift to goes, like all that stuff would just be, again, so fun, really good mobility. I'd really love to see all of those invaulted. How the fuck did that fall? Die. Nice. Anyway, thanks for watching and catch you on the next one. I just went on to win that game with 8 kills, just thought I'd let you know the last guy was literally standing still opening a supply drop, so I shot him and he died. Okay, so maybe Holly Hedges isn't as bad as I thought, but nah, fuck it. Shift is better. See you on the next one.